John Johnson. He just got arrested, and what is cracking me up is the number of idiots who are going, that's the government. The government just don't want a strong black man around. They're afraid of a strong black man. Well, you guys need to look into your backgrounds of the people that you're looking at as role models, because this guy was at one time an E5 in the United States Army and was reduced and busted down to a private, not once, but twice. That's not a good role model. He had been arrested for beating up his girlfriend and threatening to kill her with a firearm. Not a good role model. He had threatened on multiple occasions as he domestically abused his ex-wife, and even threatened to kill her sergeant, her platoon sergeant. Not a good role model. So this guy, Mr. Fast Talker, is pointing his weapon, waving it around, and I have no idea why two things didn't happen. If the police saw him pointing a weapon with a light mounted on it in their direction, I don't know why he didn't get shot, because he should have. And I don't know why the man with such a criminal history was allowed to have firearms in the first place. He's made threats about killing children, killing people, kidnapping little white kids, kidnapping a mayor, all sorts of domestic terrorist activities. And you guys wonder why he got arrested? You think that's a strong black man? Whoo, man, I don't know, but the guy sounds like a raving idiot. Now, let's talk about NFAC. They've had two, not one, but two known negligent discharges. Think about that. That means on two separate occasions, people were shot by incompetent weapons handling. And then, of course, there's the infamous video of Jay beating his AR-15 bullpup on the table, going, there, the bolt has slammed forward. The weapon has fired. It happens every day in basic training. You get a flag and a letter, and it doesn't. The guy is a complete moron, an idiot. And the weapon doesn't fire when the bolt goes forward. Otherwise, every time you chamber around and send the bolt forward, there would be a negligent discharge. So the man is an idiot, but you guys want to make him out to be some sort of a martyr, like, government just don't want strong black men around. That's what the problem is. And that is the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Well, actually, the dumbest thing I ever heard was, the bolt has slammed forward. The weapon has fired. You just killed yourself. It happens every day. That's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. But that has to surely rate up there with it. And it's not just one person. There's a half a dozen videos out on YouTube right now of people in the BLM community and the black community, and they are livid because they can't see what the problem is. They don't see what the problem is with a man threatening to kill children, kidnapping children, throwing them in his trunk, duct taped. Jay, I done kidnapped these white kids. What you want me to do with them? And he's laughing about that. Jay, I got the mayor duct taped in the back of my SUV. What you want me to do with them? So, I don't know what's going on, but these people think that this is normal and acceptable behavior. And these are the same people who I guess think that domestic abuse is normal and acceptable behavior. That it's okay for him to take a shotgun and threaten to murder his ex-girlfriend. And it's okay to take a shotgun and threaten to commit murder on a non-commissioned officer in the United States military. And I guess it's okay for him to emotionally and mentally and physically abuse his ex-wife and then threaten to kill her. So you guys that are all supporting him saying he's a strong black man, the government's just afraid of him because he's a strong black man. They don't want black people to have strong leaders. Martin Luther King was a strong leader. This dude is not a strong leader. This dude's an idiot. Malcolm X was a strong leader. This dude is not a strong leader. He can't even complete a sentence. But you guys, there's so much more to this story that we don't know. So yeah, why did it take a couple of months for arrests to be made? Why did he impede the arrest and assault police officers when the arrest was taking place? I don't know. There's some dick officers out there, and I might very well resist as well. But why did it take a couple of months? Because if you point a gun at me and don't get shot, there will be immediate action taken. I'm not going to wait a couple months and come back and go, hey, you remember a few months ago when you pointed that gun up there in that building up there when them people was on top of that building when they was watching all y'all threatening to burn down Louisville? Okay, that wasn't it. But why they didn't do it immediately, I have no idea. Nobody does. But I do know that he was previously in a auxiliary security detail even for President Trump. So I don't know how he went from being in that security detail to hating America overnight. And I don't know how he even got that job, because you got to be vetted pretty good. And with this dude's history, there is no way he should have been around the president, ever. So that's just my food for thought. And, you know, a lot of these people are saying all he was doing was, this is a good one. I had somebody actually commented to me on YouTube and told me, you don't know what he was doing. All he was doing was looking through his scope. Yes, looking through his scope or his optic at federal police officers. A weapon mounted on his scope on his weapon. That means he was pointing his weapon at those police officers. That means he had the opportunity and the capability to commit mass bodily harm. So you guys talking about, yeah, government just don't want black people to have a strong black man. That is not it. This guy is an idiot. So I think it's pretty funny, and I think it's sad that in today's society there have been so many lines drawn and the water has been so muddied that as human beings we can't even look at each other anymore and discuss something factually. I mean, these are the facts. The facts are he's been arrested numerous times for domestic abuse. The facts are he has threatened to kill more than one person. The facts are he doesn't have a clue about the operations or the nomenclature of an AR-15, or as he calls it, an AR-15 bullpup. Because this bitch got kicked. This bitch will knock you the fuck down. The guy is just a complete idiot. So, you know, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and his arrest was long overdue. He should have been arrested as soon as the first person was accidentally shot, because he was in charge of that group. And he even calls himself the Supreme Commander. That sounds kind of racist, doesn't it? But calls himself the Supreme Commander of the NFAC. He was going to take Texas. Remember? He was going. We're gonna start with Texas. Yeah, take Texas. That'd be a good idea. But good old Grandmaster Jay, man. He's in federal custody right now, so we'll see what happens. I personally think, hey, what's going on? I personally think that Grandmaster Jay is going to get out and probably just get nothing more than a slap on the wrist. Even though if it were anybody else, and they'll do this because they're afraid of the political backlash. They don't care if the man has threatened to kill people. They don't care if he's abused people. They don't care that he's a deserter. I forgot to mention that he's also a deserter. He was absent without leave, active duty in the military for a full year. Absent without leave, a deserter. There was a time in this country when you would be shot or hung for that. But the man blows so much smoke and he yaps so much that I think they could probably let him out with just a slap on the wrist and nothing else is going to happen to him, which is unfortunate, because if you point a weapon at somebody else, intentionally or unintentionally, then you need to be put in check. Now, people are saying, he was just using his weapon-mounted light. See what was going on. Well, if you're not smart enough, which he isn't, if you're not smart enough to carry a flashlight for administrative work, that means administrative searches, as if the type he would be doing if he was looking up on the top of a building where police officers are, instead of pointing a weapon at them. If you're not smart enough to know that, then you shouldn't have a firearm. And believe me, I believe that everybody in the country should have a firearm. But if you can't, if you're not smart enough to understand that and comprehend that, then you need to ride the small bus. Anyway, you all have a great weekend. Out.